Hello everyone. Welcome to my bold and the beautiful news channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Before we dive into today's content, make sure to hit that subscribe button and show some love by giving this video a thumbs up. At Forrester, Edge questions Lee about Taylor's evolving finding. Lee's compatriot, assuming that the specialist in Europe had followed up, he'd have acknowledged she did have cardiovascular breakdown. Edge is as yet stressed over her. Lee says he's more right than wrong to be. Broken heart disorder is serious and should be tended to. Edge feeders his ex necessities to converse with somebody, and Lee concurs it's smart. Edge discusses her not believing anybody should be aware. Lee recommends he follow her desires. Edge could do without keeping things from Brooke. Lee lets him know he's making the best decision as Brooke strolls in. She needs to know what's happening and what they're referring to. In the changing area, Trust has been called via Carter and is certain this is awful information about her line. He says he changed his projections and the numbers ought to improve soon. He has Trust for expectation for what's to come, expertly and by. Trust learns it took Carter 3 or 4 late evenings to accomplish the work. He says he cares very much about her line and needs to see it succeed. He cautions these are early projections. Trust lets it be known's been an extreme stretch recently. Carter realizes things have been tense among her and Steffi. He's additionally mindful she killed Finn. Trust flinches and inquires as to whether he's frustrated in her. Carter says he's not. He understands what losing yourself in some unacceptable person is like. Trust muses that they share more for all intents and purpose than she understood. In the plan office, Zenda tells Will he'll hit the hang of things soon. He laughs that he was a horrendous understudy. They discuss models grabbing their attention, and Zenda recommends they go to Il Giardino. All at once, Liam strolls in. He's dropping off something for Kelly. Recognizing his sibling, he asks Will, "What are you doing here?" Will prods Liam about how he welcomed him. Liam simply didn't anticipate seeing him there and inquires as to whether he's there to see his mother. An appealing young woman named Lainey strolls in and salutes Will on getting the gig. She lets him know her name, and Will shamelessly says, "I know." Liam gops voluntarily being an understudy at Forrester. Don't assume father is familiar with this. Liam doesn't have the foggiest idea about for what reason Will didn't show the choice to their father first. Will guarantees he'll tell him. Zenda goes out to beware of the pizza. Will makes sense of they were going to Il Giardino. Liam needs to treat and prods that soon his records will be frozen and he'll be removed from the will. In the changing area, Carter actually believes it's really smart for Desire to display unmentionables. Expertly talking, obviously. Trust needs to ask, what's going on with Carter and her auntie Katie? Carter supports that they're in an ideal situation as companions, no advantages. I'm free and single. In the fundamental office, Edge lets Brooke know that he and Lee were simply discussing family. Brooke asks after Poppy. Lee says they're approaching it slowly and carefully. After she leaves, Brooke tells Edge she doesn't think they were discussing Luna. Family isn't code for Taylor. She comprehends they all need to be together, yet it's somewhat of a change. Edge smiles. Logan. Brooke says she's not desirous. She's simply consistently somewhat careful when Taylor comes to town. She simply adores you so much. Edge says he cherishes Brooke, and they kiss and embrace. Brooke lets Edge know that will be the new assistant. Edge sneers that it probably been an unpleasant reality for Bill to swallow. Brooke doesn't think he knows yet. Edge inquires, could I at any point tell him? Brooke cackles that his psyche is on Katie, who is having cold feet about rejoining with Bill. Edge says that is not cold feet, it's having great instincts. Brooke ponders where Trust could be. She needed to converse with her. In the changing area, Trust tells Carter the perfect lady is out there for him someplace. Carter could say exactly the same thing regarding her, however, recognizes she needn't bother with a man to satisfy her. Trust giggles. However, it would be great. She's happy to have the option to converse with Carter with such ease, and they chat and grin. At Il Giardino, Lion tells Will he gets the pleasure of working at Forrester. They're discussing every one of the hot young ladies when Lainey appears with another young lady. Will acquaints them with his sibling as their contact with Spencer Distributions. Lion proposes they go along with them and murmurs to Will that he is his partner. The foursome plunks down, and Will lets the young ladies know that Lion is a big shot at Spencer. Lion says it's not close to as trying as raising two young ladies. He takes out his telephone and shows them pictures. The young ladies discover that Expectation and Steffi are his exes. Will shakes his head as Lion flaunts more photographs of the children. In the Forrester changing area, Expectation says thanks to Carter for thinking often about her line. Carter says it's regarding her line, however her as well. Trust thinks his integrity radiates through all that he does. Carter counters that she's the reference point of light. She prods him about being hopeful. Carter tells her she merits the best and it's coming. Trust thinks about her harsh year. She truly misses Douglas. Carter says he misses her as well and tells her she's an astounding mother. Trust regrets that she was unable to make it work with Liam or Thomas. Carter inquires as to whether she needs to exchange war stories and reminds her he left Paris at the change for Quinn, who left him. Trust inquires, "What's going on with us?" Carter snickers, "Literally nothing." Trust asks, "Isn't there a decent man out there she doesn't need to impart to anyone?" Carter says perhaps he's been remaining before her this whole time. With that, he goes in for a kiss. Later, they grin and snicker. Brooke tells Ridge that Will is going to be the new intern. Ridge smirks that it must have been a bitter pill for Bill to swallow. Brooke doesn't think he knows yet. Ridge asks, "Can I tell him?" Brooke clucks that his mind is on Katie, who is having cold feet about reuniting with Bill. Ridge says that's not cold feet, it's having a good head on your shoulders. Brooke wonders where Hope could be. She wanted to talk to her. In the dressing room, Hope tells Carter the right woman is out there for him somewhere. Carter could say the same thing about her, but acknowledges she doesn't need a man to make her happy. Hope laughs, but it would be nice. She's delighted to be able to talk to Carter so easily, and they banter and smile. At Il Giardino, Lion tells Will he gets the appeal of working at Forrester. They're talking about all the hot girls when Lainey shows up with another girl. Will introduces them to his brother as their liaison with Spencer Publications. Lion suggests they join them and whispers to Will that he is his wingman. The foursome sits down, and Will tells the young women that Liam is a big shot at Spencer. Lion says it's not nearly as challenging as raising two little girls. He pulls out his phone and shows them pictures. The young women learn that Hope and Steffi are his ex-wives. Will shakes his head as Liam shows off more photos of the kids. In the Forrester dressing room, Hope thanks Carter for caring about her line. Carter says it's not just about her line, but her too. Hope thinks his goodness shines through everything he does. Carter counters that she's the beacon of light. She teases him about being optimistic. Carter tells her she deserves the best and it's on its way. Hope reflects on her rough year. She really misses Douglas. Carter says he misses her too and tells her she's an amazing mom. Hope laments that she couldn't make it work with Liam or Thomas. Carter asks if she wants to trade war stories and reminds her he left Paris at the altar for Quinn, who left him. Hope asks, "What is wrong with us?" Carter laughs, "Absolutely nothing." Hope asks, "Isn't there a good man out there she doesn't have to share with anybody?" Carter says maybe he's been standing in front of her this entire time. With that, he goes in for a kiss. After, they smile and laugh. Lion tells Will he gets the pleasure of working at Forrester. They're discussing every one of the hot young ladies when Lainey appears with another young lady. Will acquaints them with his sibling as their contact with Spencer Distributions. Lion proposes they go along with them and murmurs to Will that he is his partner. The foursome plunks down, and Will lets the young ladies know that Liam is a big shot at Spencer. Liam says it's not close to as trying as raising two young ladies. He takes out his telephone and shows them pictures. The young ladies discover that Expectation and Steffi are his exes. Will shakes his head as Liam flaunts more photographs of the children. In the Forrester changing area, Expectation says thanks to Carter for thinking often about her line. Carter says it's regarding her line, however her as well. Trust thinks his integrity radiates through all that he does. Carter counters that she's the reference point of light. She prouds him about being hopeful. Carter tells her she merits the best and it's coming. Trust thinks about her harsh year. She truly misses Douglas. Carter says he misses her as well and tells her she's an astounding mother. Trust regrets that she was unable to make it work with Liam or Thomas. Carter inquires as to whether she needs to exchange war stories and reminds her he left Paris at the change for Quinn, who left him. Trust inquires, "What's going on with us?" Carter snickers, "Literally nothing." Trust asks, "Isn't there a decent man out there she doesn't need to impart to anyone?" Carter says perhaps he's been remaining before her this whole time. With that, he goes in for a kiss. Later, they grin and snicker. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates.